Welcome to Doug Does Stuff. I'm Doug, and today I did a thing. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm excited about this one. Incredibly excited. Today we end the endless journey of heartache, break fix, Z offset, bed level, bed adhesion, constant posting on Facebook for help. Today we move past our Ender 3 Pro and our Ender 3 V2 Neo, which, funny enough, has been printing nonstop for a week without issue, printing multi-board, which is really hard because I think it saw this coming. Oh, hell. But today we move past that pain. And if you know Enders, you know that these things are good for teaching you how to be resilient in life, how to forge on, how in the face of pure hell and despair, how you, yes, you can manage and cope. They are character builders, if nothing else. Yes, I know some of you are going to say, Doug, you did stuff. Yeah, I did stuff. I've upgraded these things, put stuff on them, and maybe I caused myself some of this heartache. But I challenge you in that Enders are made for one thing. They're made to be upgraded so that you could learn, you could love, hate, and, well, spend more money on Creality stuff nonstop. Well, today that ends. Today we move out of the land of Ender Hell and into Anycubic Kobra S1 Combo. I purchased this, still in the box, with my own money. There's no sponsorship here, so I can say whatever I want, about whatever I want, about whoever I want, and you're going to get a review from an average guy talking about average things. All right, well, enough of all that. Let's move on. Let's clear the workshop. You got to go. Let's clear off the table, let's clear off the Enders, and let's make room for an unboxing of our Anycubic Kobra S1 Combo in hopes of loving 3D printing. The hope is here because we got a multi-board wall to finish. We got other stuff to do. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, stay with me. It's probably going to be a longer video. All right, so as I'm going through this, getting my knife out, I'm just looking at the box and I noticed something kind of important. No other review I've seen has mentioned this. It says, please keep this box and all packaging material for the period of the warranty. It's required in the event you want to return or need to return the printer or send it in for service. Well, that's great. So I guess we're going to have to be very careful as we break this down, because warranties are important. So yeah, let's get the tripod set up and start doing this. All right, I got you in the wide angle mode. I may get in your way at times, and I apologize. Let's do this nice and neat all the way across the top. This is not an incredibly heavy printer. I was able to pick it up by myself, put it up here. This is the combo that comes with the Ace Pro on the inside. Looking at the box as I'm opening this, there's a little damage to the box on the backside, but doesn't look like anything crazy, just a little dents here and there. So fingers crossed that when we open it, we're good to go. All right, so opening up the box, we are greeted with another bag. Right on top, you have directions and more Allen wrenches. I don't know about you, but I have an endless supply of Allen wrenches. All right, couple of protectors. Those are nice. Those off. Anycubic, where am I going to store this? I don't even know how long the warranty is. How long is the warranty? Oh, I don't know. All right, keep on going here. I'm sure we have... Oh, I guess we're going to have to take it out all the way. All right, let's hit pause and see what we can do. All right, so I've seen other people doing this, and it makes me nervous, picking it up by the bag. Whoa. If this is in the video, it means it all went correct. If it's not in the video, it means it went wrong. Wow, that is extremely sketchy. Probably be smarter if you had somebody to help you, but as I said, if you see it in the video, it means we didn't have a problem. All right, let's get the bag off. Remember, you got to save all your packaging. All right, on doing that, we have our screen, which is already attached. All of our packaging. Sides look good so far. Everything is looking okay. I'm going to do what? I'm going to pull it out this way. Get my hands in there. Sorry, the microphone is covered. Ta-da! All right. Turn this your way. There we go. There we have it. The Anycubic Kobra S1 Combo. Now, we're going to flip up the screen. And this is, I did want a bigger printer. But cost. Ooh. I thought that was glass. But it's not glass. That's just plastic. All right, opening it up. We have our Ace Pro Unlock Guide. All right, so open the printer cover and use the Allen key to remove the 2 screws as marked. Well, first it shows, pull it out, I guess. No, maybe not. Maybe step 1. That is step 1. All right, so if you're doing this, the first thing you have to do is take off the bolts, loosen the screws, and then you can pull it out. All right. So, look at that. Very nice. That's plastic too. I swear in all of the other videos, and I've watched a ton of different videos for different printers, they said that was glass. I don't know. All right, so let me get my Allen keys here. My endless supply of Allen keys. Come on. It's not easy. And it says the 2.5, but, they're never marked. 2.5? Aha, that is the big one. All right, so here we go. We are taking out these 2 screws as directed. Get out of there. Oh, 1. And they are screws, they're not bolts. They do have a pointy end to them. All right, come on. I picked this printer up off at Micro Center. I actually ordered it on Amazon back in February, and it just constantly said, not yet shipped, not yet shipped. Somebody mentioned, hey, go to Micro Center, which I did, and sure enough, they had it, and they had it for $50 less, which is a bonus. All right, so we got the bolts undone. So now we're going to take out... Oh, keep on reading. It says you don't have to completely remove them, just enough. Well, I removed them, not a big deal. All right, so let's pull that out. All right, take out that. Save it, because you got to save everything. Ooh, there it is. We're going to put that over here for now. All right, that's on the workbench. Over there. All right, we are making progress. All right, so the next thing to do is still using the bigger Allen key, which is the nice long one. We are going to remove the screws at the 4 points at the bottom. I'm going to pull. Can I pull this out of here? Yeah, let's get this out of here. We're going to hold off on that. All right. So there's 4 screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to hit the pause button. You don't really need to watch that. All right, here we go. Removing the 4 screws. I said I was going to pause it, but I decided to do this to show you. And if you want, skip ahead to the next chapter, because this thing is chapterized. Hey, while you're hitting the move to the next chapter, go ahead and leave a like, leave a subscribe. I gotta take this thing out of here. All right. I'm actually kind of also doing this because if I ever need to send it back, I want to be able to put it back together the way it came apart. Come on. I'm very excited about this. I really am. You know, I haven't been able to print in multicolor necessarily on my enders. I mean, I could. I had to put a stop code in at a layer height, and then from there, change the B around so I could change the filament when it got to that layer height. So yeah, hopefully this is going to make this a little bit easier. These screws are really in here, just so you know. And they're long screws. All right. Gosh darn it. You know, now I can't get it. Magnets for the win. So yeah, I don't know what I was just saying. All right. Hopefully, I've got them all. Oh. Twist and turn, and voila. There you have your bed. All right, let's put this over here because you can't lose it. You don't want to lose it. I think we're going to put those screws back in the front later. All right. So, bottom inside. So we've done the 4 screws. Again, we didn't take them all the way out this time. We left them in. Take out the Ace Pro cushioning. It was a hard plastic. It wasn't really a cushion. All right, so I got my boxes put away. Next step is you got to move into the manual. The next step in getting this thing ready to go is to take the top off the printer and cut the zip tie that secures the print head. So I would say it shows scissors, but this is in there pretty stinking tight. So a nice little pair of wire snips, and voila. Well, that is okay. So don't try pulling it because it's got, I think, another zip tie on the back there. How are we going to get this thing out of here? Let's see. Very nice. Yeah, so don't just pull because it's got a zip tie that we're going to want to cut. You want to cut the zip tie in 2 places is my take on this. So making sure you're not cutting anything else, cut off that zip tie because it goes through the back of the printer through a little latch. Oh, geez Louise. You'll be better off doing it. Come on. Come on. Oh, man, you're making this difficult. You really are. There it goes. All right, it goes through a loop of metal in the back corner, so don't just yank. You really got to work it through because it is thin on the sides, and I think if I was to just pull, I would bend that metal. All right, so we got that done. We got that off. Cut the zip tie, remove the cardboard, did that. As shown by the arrows, used our big Allen wrench again, the 2.5, and removed the 3 screws in the circle, marked in red circles. Let me move down, sorry. There's a screw here, and a screw back there. You have all these little red arrows around. You know, you can see just the one right there. That's, I think, pointing to the 4 that were holding down the Ace Pro. It says in the book, remove the 3 screws marked in red circles. There's no red circle. it's an arrow pointing, and upon further review, it's holding the Z screw leads down. So we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. All right, there's one. And these do have to come out for sure. Yeah. Go for it. Sorry, talking to my kid in the background. All right. All right. Here it comes out. Here it comes out. No, it doesn't. It'd be great if these were magnetic. All right. And one more in the back. And these are, I'm sure, just for shipping purposes so that it doesn't go all the way around. We have our double-sided PEI sheet. I did like well, these are magnetic. So if you can't get it out, just use a magnet to get it out. All right. So we got those 1, 2, 3. The next step. And the next step is to install the Ace Pro on top. So we're going to hit the pause button here. We're going to get some stuff ready, and then we'll be right back. That ever so satisfying protective layer. And again, I'm not sure if you heard me before, but I really thought this was glass. And maybe I'm thinking of the Creality K2 Plus or K2 Combo, whatever they call it. But this is not. That is 100% plastique. All right, so that's off. You put it on top, but I think for moving purposes, this is going to live over there for a little while on my desk. So I think I'm just going to take a second and move it over. This is 16 by 16. You're going to want some space in the back. Not the ideal spot. Hi. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, here we are on the workbench, and we're on to the next steps here. Even though it fits on here, I think I'm going to want a little more room to use this. Anyway, it says to go ahead and insert the 4-pin end of the single signal connector. I'm guessing that's 6 pins, so it can't be that. 4 that way, maybe? This way? Nope. This way? This way? This way? It looks like this in the book, but I don't see where that's going to... Okay, well, it's going to sit right there. The 4-pin here, I'm guessing that we have a 4-pin in a bag in the box. So let's go ahead and it's, what's funny is if you look at the book, it shows everything, but the part you're supposed to be doing is labeled in blue. So, all right, so we're going to use the long screws, it looks like. And we're going to get this thing installed on here using a different size Allen key. All right, come on. I don't imagine these need to be incredibly tight, so we're not going to make them incredibly tight. We're just going to snug them up and go to the next step. Snuggy. Snug. Perfect. All right, and then we're going to step 4, insert the tube into there. You can't see. That usually pop up. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of the ender. That's definitely inserted. Okay. Insert all 4 Teflon tubes from here to here. So it's going to come this way and down and then back up. If I look in here, which I have not opened yet, I can see the Teflon are inside. Come on, inside. All right. How does this thing open up? Oh, there's a sliding latch. There is a sliding latch. Don't just yank. Yanking bad. All right, what do we got in here? We got, wow, some seriously long Teflon tubes. And I wonder, does it... So what they're not telling you... Oh yeah, they do tell you. Look at that. They tell you to take those out. My luck, I'll send them flying across the room. Do they pop out? Yeah, they pop out. One. Come on. Come on. Two. Yeah, definitely take them out. 3 and 4. Those are not easy. Why even put them in there in the first place? You know, just put them in the box. These do not go in very far. There it goes. They go in like, oh, that one went in farther. Ooh, that one went in further. They go in further than you think, I guess. Some of them, there it goes. You got to make sure you get the right angle to get these in. Because if you just push, they only go in like maybe a 1/4 inch. But if you wiggle it around and find just the right, it goes in like a 1/2 inch. All right, so putting these things in is definitely a lot harder. And you have to make sure, I don't know if you can see, that the clip is not up and down. It's off to the side. What I found is pulling it out and then working it on, turning it to the side is going to be, yeah, that's going to be the way to get them in, because there's a lip down here that you can't really get past to get them in. So I cannot pick these things up. So this is kind of difficult. Definitely, you got to pull out, make sure you're set, get it in there, turn it to the side, and in she goes. Let's get this next one off the table. Can't pick up. I need to use my pliers with. All right. Pull it out. Make sure the tube is inserted, and then try to get this darn thing on there, which is not the easiest thing in the world. There, nope. Make sure it's fully seated. Goes. All right. Oh no! Pliers. In, and in. All right, cool. So that part is all done. And it says these are in no matched order. After completing the above, use the power cord. It shows connecting it down here. So I guess it's in no order. Oh. So I'm just going to go, 1 is here, 2, so I'm going to go starting out left over here, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 in the back. And there's no blue like connectors for this like there are here. There's not here or down there. So this is number 4 is going to go in the back. Let's do that first so that I can see it. Number 3. So everything is set where it goes. That's there. All right, after some time away and looking at this a little more closely, I see that I didn't read the directions well enough. When installing the cable from the Ace Pro, it is the 6-pin. It's the 6-pin that goes up top, which is interesting because the 6-pin only has oh boy, sourdough. Only has 4 connectors in it, even though this has 6 connectors. That's of interest. And then down here goes the 4-pin into that side. And then that makes sense because then your little, whatever that thing is, it is the filament hub is going to go in. Click. It's going to go in there. So we have the back of the printer all hooked up. We got our Bowden tubes into the back of the Ace Pro. Like I said, what's interesting is there are the blue retainer clips here, but there's not one here, and there's none underneath here. So, yeah, I don't even see any mention of that in the installation manual. So, we have that all done. Turn the page here. We have to install the activated carbon, and then we turn it on. So, I guess at this point, let me move some stuff out of the way here. And we're going to get our power connectors. These look like just typical power supply connectors from your computer. So let's plug one in here. And then let's plug one into the printer. Oh geez, sorry about that loud noise. I was undoing that into the back of the printer. And then we are going to turn this bad boy around and step over all the junk on the floor and try and get it connected. So let's see how this is going to go here. Altogether, this thing is rather heavy. I'm going to pull it away from the wall, and I'm going to put it back towards the wall. All right, that is hanging off. We don't want that hanging off the edge. Cool. Yikes, there's a lot there. This is not going to be able to live where it currently sits because I'm just not going to be able to reach it. But for the purposes of right now, it's going to live there. Oh, I got to take this off. I was just upstairs making chocolate sourdough. I got chocolate all over my, let's pull that off there. Pull off this down here. I could see this scratching. Incredibly easy. All right, so that's that. And here's my problem. I got to give it the old reach around to turn it on. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Oh, that's on. Contact. It's booting up. Take that out of there. Turn the Ace Pro on. Contact. Wow. Fancy, fancy. Open this bad boy up and take a look. All right. We have lights on the inside. We have our Ace Pro, which is cool. It's got a little lock on it. I don't see anything there. All right, so we're just going to go through the setup. I'm sure I love taking those things off. I know people love to leave them on there. We're just going to go through the setup here. English, yes. Global region. Wi-Fi scanning. Pause. You don't get to see this part. All right, we're back. We are Wi-Fi connected. Confirm that. All right, hit next. Scan the code to install the app. Well, I'm videoing this on my phone, so it's not going to work. There's unbound account, Bluetooth, wireless LAN. Yeah, that's all good. How are we supposed to do that? All right, we're just going to hit next. All right, we're going to insert the U-disc. That's that. I hope that's that. No, that's tight. All right, I'm in front of you. It's up here in the corner. So, in it goes. All right, perfect. Hit start. I did. Oh. Ooh, this is the first startup in Geez, it's scary. Let's come in a little bit closer here. Turn you down. Let's go wide angle. Perfect. All right, so it looks like it's doing x-axis detection, y detection, z-axis detection. I don't really like those sounds, but okay, there it goes. It's like I know I took out the bolts. Ooh, it's coming up. This is going to be slow. I'm actually really excited. You know, the first thing I'm going to print on this is probably going to have to be multi-board. See how fast it goes, because on my Ender it's taken 10 hours. If I turn on ironing, it's like 12 or 14. It's crazy. All right, so it is about to start some resonant compensation. Please place the printer smoothly and avoid other sources of assonance. I think we got some spelling challenges up here. All right, here goes the input shaping. Exciting, exciting. I haven't been able to get this to work on my Enders. What's it doing? Do not touch the printer. Trying not to. Oh, it's speeding up. It's shaking. Ooh, wild. Sounds like it's going to take off. I don't know if you can hear that. I know I'm going to get yelled at in a second. What's that noise downstairs? Sounds like something is trying to take off. Are you kidding me? That is loud. Okay. Now what? This is going to take a while, I think. Oh, it's shaking again. Gosh, you definitely want to have this thing on a solid surface. This is taking a while. This is real time. I'm not changing it, so you get to watch it. I do need to get some filament. I've got a bunch of filament. I usually use Elegoo, but I did. What is it doing now? It's preheating. Okay. So yeah, as I was just saying, I usually use Elegoo, but I picked up some Anycubic with the Rifty in it for this purpose in white. And yeah, we're 10 minutes into this already. Crazy how fast time goes. I wonder if it's going to, that's what it's going to do. It's going to preheat, going to wipe the nozzle, and then it's going to probe the bed for our auto level. Are you guys as excited as I am about this? You must be, because you're watching a really amateur video right here, putting this all together. Thank you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if I haven't said it already a few times. I am going to say, like, looking around the bottom of the bed, there's a lot of either manufacturing goo left. There's a bunch of spots in the bottom. I don't know if the camera's picking them up, like somebody dropped oil or something all over it. Not cool. It didn't go through a firmware check. I know that they just released a new firmware. Huh. All right, so it's in the back. Let's come down here a few. I should have done that to start with. Sorry. Again, amateurish. And I think what it's doing is, it should be wiping the nozzle. All right. So we heat it up. We wipe the nozzle, and now, let's zoom back out, it should go through an auto bed level. And I wonder if this is just like, the enders where it bed levels. Really? That cannot. There it goes. Okay. I was getting a little nervous. It was only going to auto level in the center of the bed, but maybe that was it setting the Z offset. This is a loud printer compared to my other ones. Was that 4 across? Should have been counting 1 point, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 4, 5 across. 25 points it looks like it's probably going to do. Cool. All right, I'm going to let this run. Speed this up to get through the rest of this. All right, so it looks like our bed level is finished. Let's zoom out here. You really can't see it. Let me see if I can probe you or put you up. There it is. There's the screen. So it did. We put the U-disc in, self-tested, input shaped, auto level, preheated, wiped, and probed. Hold on, you're about to start your journey. Hit finish. And that's that. I wonder, do I have to eject this or do I just pull it out? Oh, that's cool. There's my Ace Pro, Ace 1, Ace 2. I think if you had the double, you'd have 2 there. What I do want to see, though, is I should log in. General, how about device? Is there like a check for updates? I know there's been updates. Firmware 3.851. Huh, not doing anything. Oh, okay. So firmware 2470, print dimensions 250, 50, 50, Ace Pro. Wow, where do you get the? Nope. All right, I'm gonna have to go ahead and turn off the camera so that I can log into the app and go through all of this, and maybe then we'll be able to register. All right, cool. All right, so we've updated the firmware for the printer and the S1, the printer and the Ace Pro filament thing up top. You have to do it through the app. So if nothing else, install the app first, and it'll make it easier. So yeah, so that's installed on both. And now we're at the next step, which I think is to load up some filament here. And as I was saying, let me back you up here because I'm going to need to get in there. I purchased, for this purpose, some Anycubic. We're going to just keep it all together for now until I figure it out. Anycubic PLA Plus with, it says it's got the RIFT tag in it. I don't know where that would be. So, put that out of our way. Usually I get these from Anycubic, and I don't like them. Sorry, Anycubic, I don't, because they're always wet, and I need to dry them out to reduce stringing. So this, we're gonna go with it the way it is, right from the factory. Nope, that's the. I wonder where the RIFT tag is. I don't know. We're going to throw that out. We're going to take this, and I'm going to try to figure out how to load this, and I'm going to raise you up so you hopefully can see as well. You're going to have to watch from this side, though. That's as high as you can go. Whoa, that's pretty high. Let's close this so we don't hit it. Push down our screen. That's going to be a problem. I'll be able to sneak it in there. All right, so we're going to put this in one. We do need to cut this, so I need my cutters. Here they are. We're going to cut the filament off. Get out of there. All right, take that one off. This is PLA. This is bright white PLA plus. Oh, jeez. All right, so get a nice little, I like to do, I don't know if you're watching, put a little angle cut on it just to help, help it go in. All right, get that in there. And my guess is we take this and we start feeding it. Oh, look at that. I got it in just a little bit and it took it. All right. I thought this had a heated. Do I see it through? Oh, yeah, look at that. Let me move you back over here. Sorry. I'm hoping you can see this. Let me zoom it in just a little bit. On the screen, it loaded up PLA white. Sweet. Is that going to change the color? I don't know what that does. Material. Drying. So I can do the drying temp. I can turn on the dryer. I can do. All right. I usually dry it. What do I usually dry in my Creality dryer? I usually dry it. I think it's 60% for PLA. We're going to leave it at this for now. We're just going to go. No. We're in ACE mode. All right. So I want to start printing. Hit start printing. Test model. Oh, look at this. We got a couple test models. I mean, we have a 15-minute benchy, 36-minute benchy. What is this? This is a 53-minute benchy. I feel like my enders go that fast. There's no way they. I'm going to have to look. Oh, that's a benchy Pet G. Oh, we don't want Pet G. What is this one? This is PLA. There we go. 44 minutes. What time is it? No, I'm not going to be home. Hey. Ooh. That'd be interesting to see if I can do it from afar. Yeah, I think I'm going to start this. We're going to see what happens. Flow, auto. Does this mean like this is all it does? It does auto leveling, flow calibration, time lapse. This function requires both the camera and the USB flash drive to be connected simultaneously. Oh, if I want to time lapse. Okay, well I don't. If I hit auto leveling, oh, so you want it to auto level. Print while drying. Yeah, why not? Try that thing out. Flow calibration. Yeah, we definitely like the idea. Then I just hit start printing. Come on, can it be that easy? I mean, it is a single color print. Yeah, load your filament, go to the first print, select the model, and voila, hit start. Huh. All right, start printing. I'm going to leave this open because it's PLA. All right, yeah, we're going to use that one. Hit start. And let's just come down here. All right, so I've been upstairs for about, 8 minutes, helping the wife getting the the sourdough in the oven and stuff, and I just came down, and as I walked in, it just started to print. So I don't know if you can see, or get you in close there. It's printing it. That's considerably faster than my Ender for sure. Looking up here, it looks, I mean, it's pulling it across that. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, good start. And we're going to see what happens, see the quality. Fingers crossed. All right, so our benchy finished a little while ago. We're going to take this and we're going to move it down here to the desk so I can put it down and kind of talk about it and zoom in just a little bit here. So here's the benchy. As you can see, looking at it, we do have a line right here going across. This side's a little more pronounced. Try and catch the light for you. There it is, right there. We have some fine hair. Let me get a different thing to point here for you. We have some fine hair right through here. Our overhangs in the porthole. A little bit of droop. That one's not too bad. Pretty good up there. The detail of the steering wheel, let me back out just a little bit here, is good. A little drooping right here. The bottom, looks like our Z offset could probably go down. If I can get you in close. Oh wow, look at that. Pretty good. Yeah, it looks like, you know, up here. And then the back. Kind of hard to read the back of that. So yeah, so it printed pretty quick. It did a fairly decent job for just hitting, you know, print. I think we have some adjustments to do, but otherwise not bad for our first print on our Anycubic Kobra S1 Combo. I'm pretty happy with it. A couple things, you know, I do want to see if we can get that to be a little bit better. You know, the fit and finish of this is pretty good. The inside here, I don't know if you can see it in there with the lighting, but there's like dots all over. There was a bunch of garbage in there, garbage strings, plastic pieces. Other than that, it is pretty nice. I do have a problem with when I was trying to load one of these, when I was trying to load the orange, it just snuck through and then back out, and it was just running a loop. I had filament everywhere. But other than that, pretty happy with this. I would say it's going to be fun. I can't wait to get a little better print profile figured out and get this thing moving. So my next step here is to print some multi-board on this, and that's going to be the next. So cool. Thanks for hanging with me through this video. I know it was long. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave me a comment, and stay tuned because I think we're gonna pit this against our Ender 3s and see how they work. All right, cool.